Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl, Kamisha Tyler, aka Sarathea I Am. And I'm going to talk to you today about the aim of hiding the history of us, right? I don't know if any of y'all remember growing up, them having this image, a little bit of what I went through. We had the whole shelter experience and all of that. But in my days, what I remember in them trying to convert me into Christianity, my Mormons came bringing the message. They were Hispanic, they were Mexicans and Latinos. And I know this. I remember it vividly because I remember one of them was. Now that I look back on it, I'm like, was she putting a spell on me? She was saying how she was teaching me to speak in tongue. And she was telling me some language. See, but I was young. But I want to keep this feed on the aim of trying to hide the history of us. Okay? But if y'all remember when they had a picture of Jesus and he was like brown complected, it was a picture of a brown complected man, right? And then here over the years they started giving you the pale skinned blue eyed Jesus. If I'm trying to find the scripture we're gonna come out of, we're gonna be in John. First we're gonna be in John. We're gonna start out of John, New Testament. All right. And when they want to take our history out of things, it's because, again, like I said, you're getting more and more pulled over into idol worship. Ain't it, folks? Afro Negro American folks, you're supposed to be fully submerged into idol worship of white supremacy. So here's one thing. They tell us that the beginning is Genesis, right? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and yada, 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 yada. At some point, because we're in altar worship, I'm just going to give it to you. Because we're in altar worship, right? That beginning has been altered. The beginning of all things is John 1:1, when it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. Now, we can clear up all that. That's John 1:1, and it's verses 1 through 5. Okay, so this is the beginning, right? The reason it's placed here is because this beginning has been altered with someone else's beginning, right? Because scientifically, this beginning is what they call, or scientists back in the day, they called it ether. But they wanted to do away with that because ether is very, very, very dark substance. In all actuality, you could call it the black sun, right? We see the sun now, how it's light. In actuality, it talks about it being a black sun, having the power of life, containing the power of all life within it. So we got to be careful when they're trying to keep doing away with history and more history that reveals and uncovers who we are. Because then killing you is not going to hold any merit. I mean, I hate to have to say that. But if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. If you don't educate your children, this is where it's headed to, because I have to keep saying it over and over again. We are in a time of satanic kingdom, idol worship of white supremacy. Okay, so they could not keep this beginning as the beginning, because they would have to give relevance to ether, the very dark substance containing all life, being the image and the likeness of God. Now scientists want to say there was just a big bang. We don't know where it came from, but if you place things back in order, right, that perhaps everything banged out of ether, then they'd have to give you a level of respect, and that's what they do not want to do. They want to have your way with you, treat you how they want to, come after your children, unalive you, and not look back, because now they don't want to turn into a pillar of salt. It's deep, but it's simple. It's simple, but it's deep. So, that's it. If you just do it for an experiment, take John 1:1, place it over in where they have Genesis 1, or place it over where they start creating the light. They don't want to do that, because God says what? I am Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end. If it's been prophesied, see, I ain't gonna preach to you. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not a preacher. I ain't gonna do the hooping and holler. I'm not gonna do it. And I want to let you know, sometimes people, no, we're not doing all that. But just try it out for yourself. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If the shoe fits. If it don't, it don't. And y'all enjoy your day. If you got any questions, you can reach out to me on my POC. Don't have my comments on. But white folk, don't be mad at me. Okay? We're just going back to where we came from, like you wanted. Okay? That's all we doing. Say Hispanics, Latinos, don't be mad at me, right? God is just doing what he said. He said he will, he said, you will bruise their head, they will bruise your heel, right? You make it very difficult for me to heal in this time when I'm down a child. So don't be mad at me. And I'll talk to y'all later.